Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I was kind of thinking today during my workout, I almost did this as a short, but I was like, this might be a little too long to be a short. Plus I need to put out a second proper video this week since I've only done the one Japan shopping video. But I was thinking while I was working out, man, 2025 could go down as maybe the best year in video game history, at least as the games are concerned. I mean, obviously would have to go back and compare it to all the other years in gaming, but it's been a really good year so far, and we're only about halfway through 2025. So I just thought I'd talk about some of the games that have dropped already and games that are coming out down the line. It's just I think it's going to be a really great year in gaming, and thank God for Game Pass, because a lot of these games are on Game Pass, so I haven't had to pay extra money for them. They kind of work out to just $20 if it's one game a month, kind of thing like that. So that's a good savings right there. But yeah, so I mean, first off, to start off the year, we had the Switch 2 teaser, which I predicted right when I said when it was going to drop. So kudos to me there. But yeah, so we had the big teaser to show off the worst kept secret in gaming history, and I don't even talk about the Switch 2 coming. I just mean everything that was about the Switch 2, pretty much all of that had been leaked before that little quick direct, except for maybe the mouse functionality. I don't recall anyone talking about the Joy-Cons being used as mice, but it could have been in one of those many rumor drops that I'd missed. But yeah, so we started the year off with a bang with that. And we'll get to the Switch 2 more later in this video. But then also in January, another kind of big drop was the Ninja Gaiden 2 remaster, remake, more of a remaster. The Shadow drop that we got for it was in an Xbox showcase. And then boom, they're just like, oh yeah, it's out later today on Game Pass. So that was pretty awesome because I kind of missed it the first time around. So I've been playing through that off and on. I haven't been steadily playing through it, but I've been enjoying it. And the fact that it was a Shadow drop on Game Pass really started the year off right for gaming. I should also say, this is kind of my list. It's games that I've been really excited for this year, but also ones that have made a lot of noise that a lot of people on Twitter, on YouTube, Instagram, things like that have been talking about. So if I miss a game that you're particularly excited for that's already come out or coming out later this year, leave it in the comments, because I'm always happy to hear about games that maybe I'm not aware of, so that I can play them and have fun. Like Balatro, I had no idea that game existed until the Game Awards, and then it came to Game Pass, and it is an addiction of mine. I usually play it several times a day. Luckily, I've got it on the Xbox, and then I've got it on my Legion Go, so I can play it, either when I'm up here with my systems, or I can play it, downstairs in the living room with the family. So yeah, make sure you leave those in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe either. But moving on to February. February was a pretty big month. Generally speaking, after Christmas, we don't get a lot of games. We usually get one or two big games in January. February is one of those months where I don't remember a lot of games dropping in February, but this year we got Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which a lot of people were excited for. I never played the first one. I might go back and try those out, but I know when this dropped, just YouTube was just the rage with gameplays on it. It's very realistic combat. I think one-hit kills, things like that. So that was a big one. And then Civilization 7 dropped, and that, again, another Game Pass game. So if you got Game Pass, boom, you could play it day one free. Well, technically not free. You pay the subscription, but you don't have to pay for the game. And then Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza. I haven't gotten a hold of that game yet. It's one of those things I was planning my trip to Japan, so I was kind of cutting back spending. And the Yakuza games tend to come to Game Pass, so I'm kind of just waiting on that, so to speak, because it's also a side story. It's not one of the main entries. It's not one of those ones I feel compelled to play. But it looks fun. It looks hilarious. I almost bought it in Japan because I saw it for a pretty decent price, but I was like, no, I'm gonna wait for Game Pass. Plus, I wanted to get, when I'm shopping in Japan, I always like to get things I can't readily get back in the States anyways. And then, of course, probably the big one of February, the one everyone was talking about, everyone was playing, and again, it's a series that I just could never get into, but I respect it. Monster Hunter Wilds dropped, and yeah, it seemed like the last half of February, that is just all anyone was talking about, all anyone was playing. I got ribbed by a few friends who love Monster Hunter, and they were just like, "You're not playing, you're not playing." It's like, nah, just couldn't get down with the control scheme. I played whatever one like was the big launch on the PS3, Xbox, Xbox One, whatever one that was. I played that one. I had fun with it, but the controls, it was one of those games where the controls are so different from your average third-person game to where if I put it down for a few days, I had to kind of relearn the controls, playing through further in the game, kind of like Star Fox Zero. And so it was just one of the games that I was like, it's cool, I respect it, but just not for me. But yeah, that was the big drop of February. And also, just kind of side note to that, one thing I do love whenever I'm in Japan, when there's a big video game release, especially if it's a popular series in Japan, seeing all the adverts and tie-ins for it. So just seeing all the cool Monster Hunter billboards and, digital billboards and store displays and things like that for Monster Hunter was delightful. Like the previous trip I took, Final Fantasy 16 was in that role, which actually got me to buy 16. I wasn't going to get it, but I got caught up in the hype in Japan and I ended up purchasing it, and it's phenomenal. It's the first Final Fantasy game since 9 that I've actually really enjoyed. But yeah, moving on to March. March, we had some good drops in March. Split Fiction, which has been huge, and one thing which is kind of shocking because it's an EA game, but Split Fiction, if you buy the game yourself, you get a code to give to a friend so your friend can play with you online. So basically, it's kind of like you're buying 2 games for the price of one, so you can play co-op with a friend over the internet. That's pretty cool of them to do. I have not gotten this game, but I think I'm going to get it on the Switch, and then with my good buddy Tyler, because we're both getting cameras for our Switch. I think that's going to be, that and Mario Kart are going to be the 2 games, because our group of friends from high school and college, we've decided with the Switch, we're all getting the cameras for the Switch, and once a week we're going to pick a game, and we're all going to play together like we used to in high school, have a few beers. Not like we used to in high school. Don't drink if you're under 21, kids. Wink. But yeah, that might be one of those games we play together and just have a blast doing. And then I think my personal favorite from March also dropped, Suikoden 1 and 2 Remaster. Been playing through that. I got that. I wanted to get it because I played Suikoden 1, most of it. My buddy Mike from high school loaned it out to me. I didn't finish it, so I'm enjoying going back to it. I need to... Expedition 33 dropped, and I have not had much time to play Suikoden because when I'm playing video games, I'm playing Expedition 33. More on that later as well. So yeah, I was excited that actually re-released because I wanted to play Suikoden again. I don't know why, but like a year and a half ago, I got that itch to play it, and then I saw how much it cost, and I was like, nope. And so then shortly after that, the remaster 1 and 2 got announced. So I was excited for that because I'm like, oh, hey, I can go back and get both of them for $50, play it on my Switch, play it on the go. It will be awesome. And then of course we get two yearly releases, but they always do big numbers and people always get excited about them. WWE 2K25 and MLB The Show 25. Those, of course, I coach high school baseball, and MLB The Show 25 is all my players play and all they ever talk about when they talk about video games. I mention things like Suikoden, I mention things like Expedition 33, and they look at me like I'm an idiot. And they're like, all right, old man, with your RPGs, back off. And then lastly, another big release for the Switch, Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, which now means you can have the whole Xenoblade saga on your Switch. I never got into these games. It was one of those ones I was always on the cusp of trying out, but just I think it's because Chronicles was just, I think, a GameStop only release and became really hard to find. I just didn't get into the series because of that, because I couldn't get a copy of it. With all of them being on the Switch, I've been very, very tempted just to buy them all so I can play through it. But then I was like, I've got a huge backlog right now, and I need to get through a lot of those games because a lot of those games are long-ass RPGs like Suikoden 1 and 2, Dragon Quest 3 Remaster, Remake, and various other games. So it's like, we'll wait on those Xenoblade games. We'll probably pick them up eventually, but not now. Moving on to April. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle for the PS5. I know that came out last year for the Xbox 360, Xbox Series X, but now it's on the PS5, and it's a fantastic game. I think that was my game of the year for 2024. It's phenomenal. I loved playing every second of it. In fact, I want to go back and play more of it. But like I said, I got a huge backlog I'm trying to get through before I go back and perfect that game. But definitely PS5 owners, if you don't have an Xbox, pick that up. And pick it up before the fall, before it goes up to $80. Fantastic game. I love it. So yeah, check it out. And then speaking of another expensive ass PS1 classic RPG series, Lunar Remastered Collection dropped in April, and that I mean, if you're not an old person like me and you're not into RPGs, you might not have heard of it. But that has been it's like been quietly popular. Whenever like it pops up on VGP or Amazon for sale, it sells out pretty quick. So that's one of those games, like if you want the physical copy of it, you got to jump. Like follow Wario64 on X, and he'll tweet it out when they become available, and you just got to jump and get it. So that one made the list. From my personal thing, I always thought it was cool back in the day, especially because of the anime cutscenes. It was one of the first games to really do that. And then, of course, like I said, the quiet popularity of it. People have been snapping up copies of it as soon as they go on sale. So definitely a good game to pick up if you like classic JRPGs from like the 32-bit era. And then next up, one of the fun shadow drops again. It was probably next to the Switch 2, probably the second worst kept secret in the gaming industries, and that was the Elder Scrolls Oblivion remastered. Although it's kind of a remaster remake, like it's a remaster, but they took everything and put it into Unreal Engine 5. So I mean, it's one of those borderlines there, but it's another Game Pass game, so if you have Game Pass, it dropped. You could play it. I've started it, but the problem is the next game on the list kind of has gotten in the way. I think I'm going to get the Elder Scrolls downloaded on this so I can play it handheld when I'm downstairs. So when I'm up here, I'm playing Expedition 33. When I'm downstairs, I'm playing Elder Scrolls just to play through that, because it's a great game, and I'm enjoying the remaster, the little I've played of it so far, but phenomenal. And again, huge. Everybody was talking about this game up until our next one, our last big drop in April. Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. Again, another Game Pass game. Fantastic game. I love it. Whenever I get a chance to come up here and play it, I'm playing it. It's one of those games, after I complete it, or after I beat it, I'm going to complete it to 100%. That's how much I've enjoyed it. I've been doing some side quests here and there, but I've really been intrigued by the story, so I've been trying to stick to the main story, because I want to get through that story. I want to see the story and how it unfolds. So I've been kind of sticking to the main story, and then I believe there's a New Game Plus, so I'm going to hop on that New Game Plus and play through it and try to 100% it. And again, Game Pass game, so fantastic there. I mean, Game Pass is almost paid for itself already by April with the amount of Game Pass games I've downloaded and played through on the Xbox so far. Moving on to May, and not all these games are out yet, but they're going to be out very soon. But Doom: The Dark Ages dropped yesterday. I downloaded it, haven't gotten a chance to play it yet. Super excited to play for it, though. I love the new Doom. Well, I love the Doom games in particular, but especially the new ones since 2016. Those have been just fun to play for. Doom Eternal was just an excellent game, and the second they announced Dark Ages and just kind of showed off the clips, the chainsaw, shield, the cape was cool, the skull shooting gun, and then of course the laser dragon and the mech. I was just like, you don't have to take my money, because it's coming to Game Pass. But if I had to pay you, take my money. Then next up, this one drops Friday. I have it on pre-order. I can't wait for Amazon to deliver it. But Capcom Fighting Collection 2. I should have actually listed all the games out there, but the main reason why I want it is because of Power Stone 1, Power Stone 2. I love those games back in the Dreamcast days. And again, one of those games, if you want, they're stupid expensive to buy. So it's nice that we're getting this this collection that gives them to us, much like Capcom did with Marvel vs. Capcom, those games. So we could get all those. But also, maybe the Street Fighter Alpha games are on there. Power Sword is on there. Maybe the Darkstalkers. I really should have listed them, but like I said, the Power Stone games are why I am super excited for that. So yeah, moving on. Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny Remastered is coming out. I never played the Onimusha games back in the day. They were kind of like Samurai Resident Evil games. I was kind of over tank controls at that point. Though I'm not sure if Onimusha has tank controls. I got to go back and check it out, and see, because I was always kind of interested in the idea of the game. But like I said, Resident Evil with samurais, and I was kind of over tank controls. So if this doesn't have tank controls, I might go back to it. Please correct me in the comments if it does or doesn't. And lastly, for the month of May, Elden Ring, Night Rain. It's Elden Ring. It's more Elden Ring. People love Elden Ring. We're getting more Elden Ring. So yeah, people are super excited about that, and the co-op and everything that you get to do in it. So yeah, so that closes out not even the first half of the year with games that have already dropped, and this has just been a fantastic year so far. And obviously we still got the Switch 2 coming out in less than a month now, June 5th. As of recording, it's May 15th, so less than a month to go. And then just kind of, and these aren't all the games coming out for the rest of the year, but just a list of, I'm just gonna list them off. Mario Kart World, I know it's $80, but if you got the Switch bundle, it's only $50. But it's a new Mario Kart game. It's probably going to be great. Yakuza 0 Director's Cut for the Switch 2. Hitman World of Assassins, that's already out, but that's coming to the Switch 2 as well. Bravely Default, Flying Fairy HD Remaster, Switch 2. Street Fighter 6 Ultimate Edition, basically, coming out for the Switch 2. Hogwarts Legacy, Cyberpunk 2077. Those are all Switch 2 games that are already out, but the fact that these are going to be running on the Switch, people are super excited about. And even though I've played through Cyberpunk, I've not bought or played the DLC yet. I'm very tempted that I might just get this on my Switch too, so I can play through it again, do the DLC and everything like that. Still haven't decided yet though. I might wait for a sale on that one. Then Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, coming to the PS5 in June, at the end of June. If this would have come out a couple years ago, I'd be super excited for it. I played the hell out of Death Stranding, the first one. I think I platinumed it. I can't remember though. But yeah, that was like my go-to game. Like that was, Bowie was first born when that game came out, so there was a lot of sleepless nights, him waking me up, can't get back to sleep, or, just staying up late so everyone else is asleep. Nice soothing game to play in the middle of the night when you're just kind of by yourself. The music is soothing. The game, like, as long as you're not running too many phantoms, pretty soothing and relaxing. So that was kind of like my go-to game. And maybe I'll get it in the fall, because I don't know if I officially announced it on the channel. I know during one of the streams, I asked Keenan to be the godfather of our new baby. So if I haven't announced it on the channel yet, new baby coming at the end of September. So maybe I'll wait and pick this up around holiday times for when that baby is keeping me up at night, and I can go play Death Stranding 2. Maybe if they make a Death Stranding 3, maybe I'll just I'll talk to Kojima, and then I'll have a kid every Death Stranding release year. But yeah, so that might be my go-to game to play when the baby keeps me up at night. System Shock 2, 25th anniversary remastered. The System Shock games were the predecessors to the BioShock games. So the remasters make them a little bit more modern and playable, because if you go back and play the original System Shocks, it's really hard because you're used to motor control. So I know the System Shock 1 remaster gave you the option for motor controls. So if you really like the BioShock games, I definitely recommend checking out System Shock 2. Of course, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4, I'm super excited about that. That's coming out for all the systems. I will do it on Game Pass because it's free. Donkey Kong Bonanza coming for the Switch in July. Mafia: The Old Country, everyone's excited for. Gears of War Reloaded coming to PlayStation for the first time. That, as a Gears fan and an Xbox fan, that kind of hurts my soul to see Gears going to PlayStation, but whatever. Metal Gear Solid Delta, I'm super excited for that. For anybody who doesn't know, that's a remake of Metal Gear Solid 3. Shinobi Art of Vengeance, Shinobi's coming back. Borderlands 4, Ghost of Yotai, Kirby's Air Riders, Metro Prime 4, Ninja Gaiden 4. GameCube games coming to the Switch 2. Everyone's excited for those. Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment, The Wolf Among Us 2, of course, a new Madden. And last but not least, we'll probably get another Last of Us remaster. It's coming. I don't know what system it'll be for. Maybe we'll get like a bundle remaster or something like that, because that seems to be what Naughty Dog loves to do. But there you go. This has been a heck of a year for gaming so far, and like I said, it's not even over with, and I've just went through a few more games yet to be released. So of the games released, what's been your favorite so far? For me, hands down, it's Clair Obscur Expedition 33. That is definitely the front runner for my game of the year, but again, we got a lot more games to come the rest of the year. It might get overtaken. So let me know what your favorite game this year so far is, and then of the games coming out later this year, what's your favorite? Or not favorite, what are you looking most forward to? Had I done this list a few months ago, I would easily say Metal Gear Solid Delta. But Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4, I'm super excited for those. I've always loved the Tony Hawk games. So we'll see of those games what's my favorite when they come out. Of course, Metro Prime 4 we've all been waiting for. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you're excited for coming out the rest of the year and what you've been playing a lot this year so far. And as always, have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.